So, welcome to the next painting video. We're going to dive right in onto this subject. I've got my friendly helper here, the Space Marine, once again. And I've got a palette of paint ready to go. Some red. Okay, now, again, always make sure that you're not painting directly from the pot, because it's going to dry far too much. You want a fairly wet brush. You also want like some kitchen towel or something like that to mop off the excess, be it paint or water. You want to keep constant control over this, and you know, make sure that it's watered down somewhat, because it will go on the model better. And this is an edge drawing video, just to sort of like point out the fact that it can be done. So you see the shoulder pad here, the tactical sign, the double-headed arrow there, has been painted with Mephiston red, and then an old red ink has been applied to really make it bang. Same with the gun, I might just add. And the head crest part here has actually had its final highlighting and stuff gone on to it. But you'd also use it on the head crest. And when you've got to paint something with a hard edge, okay, you don't really want to be running the brush down it like that, okay? Now you imagine, right, think of it like this. My finger, right, is a hard edge, right? So if you run let's get it in line. If you run a brush down that, it takes a lot of concentration, and you can see how unstable that is. I mean, if I just try and perch that, it's gone straight away. You see how fast that went. So what do we do to make this more stable from slipping off? Well, here's what we do. Now, you see how stable that now has become. Right? Okay. Now, I can move that up and down without it shaking at all. So what we do is we get some paint on the brush and we apply that to the idea of an edge. So we have the shoulder pad bit here, and instead of trying to go directly on, and you see I'm anchoring the model as well, see my previous video on that, I turn the brush on its side and paint with the side of the bristles, because they're a lot more stable and they do your edge for you a lot neater. If you're trying to run down that edge and go like that, you're going to come off and spill off into it. It doesn't matter how tidy and neat you are. This just, you know, lets the contours of the figure and the bristles of the brush do all the work for you. I mean, there are some models that you can really cheat on. I mean, there's certain like dry brushing elements of fur and things, like the Chaos Warriors. Their cloak bits at the back, the top of their cloak bits, are all like these fur bits that are like shaped like that. Yeah, and you know, you can base it all and then wash it all. And then what you could do is literally turn it on its side and take a paintbrush and drag it down. I mean, that's another thing where you're letting the contours of the model do the work for you. Let's take a look at this. And if it doesn't go on straight away, you just keep stroking it until it does. And I've done the bottom half of it. Camera probably won't show that, but what I have got down at least is the technique of what I mean by it. Again, keep your brush wet as well. You know, all this time stopping and talking with you like that is going to play havoc with the paint that's loaded on the bristles. So, just stroking it on, and it looks like I'm still quite front on. So, you know, I could approach sideways like that. So I'm not going in from the top. I'm going in at the side, anchoring for stability, leaning on both the backpack and the rest of my finger on my thumb. And then when I need to change again, I'll anchor in a new way, find a new way to anchor. And see now, this position, you know, I'm squeezing it from both ends with my hand here and anchoring to it. So I'm super stable and then I can pop in and control absolutely the stroke. So this is a case of now combining the two effects as spoken, but literally the difference is between going like that or like that, and it's the second one you want to be doing on them hard edges, just like the Mohawk tops of the Space Marines as well. You know, you do the front like that sideways, you go like that side like that rather than like that, and then you'd go up round it like that, like you combed it, and then up round it like that rather than up round it like that. And if you just keep working back and forward on them edges and just keeping it straight, you'll get a nice thin, neat, crisp line, and it will take to it, and people will wonder, wow, how did you get that neat edge on so nicely? And you know, that's how you do it. So, until the next video, I'll see you at the painting table.